Hi everyone, it's Lindsay Gibson here at Majestic Yoga Studio. It's day 24. See you on the mat.
Hi, my name is Susan Desmarais, and this is the Slow Flow class. This is Katie, who's going to be demoing the poses with me. So let's start by bringing our hands together at the heart, closing the eyes, and closing the eyes on the outside, opening the eyes on the inside. Begin to explore from the sit bones, noticing perhaps one sit bone is rooted a little more firmly into your support more than the other. And in your exploration and in your noticing, see if you can draw whichever sit bone is a little higher up, further down in order to bring the two into balance. And continuing this exploration, inhale as you move up into the rib cage, and just notice the right side of the rib cage, the left side of the rib cage. Perhaps the breath is moving a little more freely into one side more than the other. And again, in the noticing, bring balance into both sides. And then moving up into the shoulders on your exploration, noticing one shoulder perhaps higher than the other. You know, we all have asymmetries, and the practice of yoga is to just bring awareness to our own bodies, to the energy that's moving through us, and bringing balance to those energies. And again, take a deep breath in, and when you inhale, let the lower belly release so that the diaphragm can expand on the full spectrum, on inhalation and exhalation, as the belly gently presses back towards the spine. And then inhale again from lower belly as it expands. Draw the breath up into the rib cage, swirling the breath around the front, back, and sides of the rib cage, and finally up into the heart and into the throat. And exhale from the heart down through the rib cage, down into the lower belly. And continue the breath moving from lower belly through rib cage up to heart, and reversed from heart down through rib cage, down through lower belly. Imagining that in the lower belly there are roots to a stem that travel up through the central channel of the body, up to the brain. So this is called the brain stem, the vagus nerve, also known as the Sushumna Nadi. And imagine that the head is like a tulip blossom right at the top of that brain stem. And then whenever you're ready, allow the head to bow down into the heart, and slowly release the hands down, and lift the chin, and open the eyes. And I'm going to have us release back onto the hands and press into the feet to lift the blanket out from under us. And we're just going to start in standing. We're going to place the blocks on either side of the mat, standing at the front of the mat with the hands together at the heart. And the feet are going to be hip-width apart. Inside seams of the legs face each other. So I want you to imagine the seams of your pants are always facing in towards each other, unless you're in a different type of position. But whenever you're in a standing pose, imagine that kind of alignment. And I'll remind you of that as we continue on. So with the hands together at the heart, take a deep breath in, and I want you to lift up through the elbows so that you can feel the expansion through the side body, through the rib cage, up into the armpits. And then exhale the arms down, and inhale the arms up, looking up at the fingertips. And then exhale, bow forward, taking the hands down either to the floor or to the blocks. I like to take my hands, if I have the blocks, sliding them forward as I draw the spine down over the legs. And then inhale, look up. The blocks press back as I extend the heart forward and melt the shoulder blades on the back. Feet press away from each other, rolling the sit bones back and extending the heart forward. And then exhale, bow forward, extending the spine over the legs, pressing feet in towards each other. So you're narrowing into the center line of the body. And then place the hands on the hips, shoulders and elbows back. Inhale, come back up again slowly, allowing time for the blood to run back down from the head. Bringing hands together at the heart. Take a deep breath in. Exhale the arms down. Inhale the arms up. And now I want you to take your hands in temple position, rooting both feet down into the floor. Take a deep breath in and lengthen upwards through the rib cage, making space, inflating the inner body with the breath. And on the next exhalation, extend over to the left side, rooting down firmly into the left foot and turning the head so that you're looking under the right arm. Good. And then I'm going to have you move the rib cage from back body to front body, and it's going to look like this. You're going to inhale and draw the right rib cage back, and then exhale, roll the right rib cage around so the front body opens again, and then inhale, roll the right rib cage back, and exhale, roll it forward, and see if you get a little more extension. Good. Inhale, roll the right rib cage back. And exhale, open it out and see if you have a little more space. Good. And then inhale, come all the way up, extending. And then exhale, extend over to the right, looking under the left arm. And then begin the movement of the rib cage, taking the left rib cage back, inhaling. And then exhale, open it out. Inhale. So we're just gently coaxing the rib cage, making space, a little bit at a time, inhaling, taking the rib cage back. So this is a variation of cat-cow with the side body. And open it out and see if you can extend over a little bit more. Good. And then inhale, come up. Release the hands, open the arms, and swan dive down. Good. And then inhale, look up, Uttanasana 1, and exhale, bow forward. I'm going to have you place the hands, walk the feet back, and come into downward dog. Rolling the heels up and down, coming right up on top of the toes, just getting the feet warmed up. And inhale, look up, extend forward, coming into a high plank position, pivot forward through the heels, and exhale, hover down. Good. Inhale, come into cobra or upward dog, rolling the shoulders back, extending the heart up to the sky, and take a deep breath in. Exhale, take the belly back towards the spine, and extend back into downward dog. And I'm inviting you to rock one heel down after the other. So I really like to work on warming up the feet. And then I'm going to have you take the right leg up with the inside seam of the right leg facing the inside seam of the left leg, pressing out through the big toe mound so the leg is at hip level. And then bend the right knee, open out the right hip, look under the right arm, and pressing out through the big toe, imagine that the ball of the right foot is pressing back towards the wall behind you, or the thigh behind you, and keep fullness in the back body. Belly presses back towards the spine. Good. And then revolve the knee back around and keeping it bent, pivot forward through the left heel. Bring the right knee forward and have the nose meet the knee. And breathe. Take the left heel down, extend the right leg back. Inhale. Exhale, bring the knee to chest, extend forward through the left heel, looking straight on at your mat. Take right knee to left elbow, keeping the right foot active, and breathe. And inhale, take the right leg back, extending it straight back. Inhale. Exhale, bring knee towards chest, pivot forward through the left heel, and take right knee to right elbow, looking straight on, keeping the ball of the right foot active, pressing out through the big toe mound. Good. And then take the right leg back, straight back, and lower it down. And bring the knees down to the floor. With the knees together, release the belly over the legs. Let the arms release back. And take a few deep breaths in child's pose. Allowing the breath to fill out the back body, making space. And I invite you to gently rock side to side. If that doesn't hurt the knees, just bring a little bit of fluidity into your child's pose. Just getting into all the nooks and crannies, right? So it's not such a static position. So make it soothing. And it's even nice to rub your forehead into the floor, or even take a block and roll your forehead on the block. I like to get right into the third eye with the corner or the edge of the block. So finding little ways to take care of yourself in your practice, right, in a child's pose. And then when you're ready, inhale, come up, placing the hands with the knees slightly behind the hips. Belly presses up towards spine, toes are curled under. Inhale, and then exhale, extend back into downward dog. And we'll do the whole sequence on the other side. Inhale, raise the left leg up. Inside seams of the legs face each other. Bend the left knee and roll the knee out. So opening up the left hip, looking under the left arm. And then bring the knee back to center. The leg is straight. Inhale, look up. Pivot forward through the right heel. Bring left knee to chest. And let the nose meet the knee. And breathe. And take the right heel down, extend the left leg straight back. And then bring left knee back towards chest, pivot forward through the right heel. And now left knee meets left elbow, looking straight on. And breathe. And take the leg straight back. Working the big toe mound, bring the knee towards chest, pivot forward through the right heel, and now take left knee to right elbow, looking straight on, and breathe. And take the leg straight back, and slowly lower the leg down. And extend back into downward dog. Inhale, look up. Exhale, come forward into a high plank with knees down or knees up. Pivot forward through the heels. Exhale, hover down. And inhale into upward dog. And I'm going to invite you to roll the shoulders in a figure 8 in your upward dog. Just let them roll, going in one direction. Good. And then take the belly back towards the spine. Inhale, come back into downward dog. And then inhale, look up, bring the right foot forward, coming into a high lunge with the knee bent over the ankle and the back thigh presses firmly up to the sky. Inhale, and then exhale, sink into your high lunge through the front knee just a little bit more. Inhale, press the back thigh up. So if the knee is on the floor, then the top of the femur presses back towards the wall behind you. Nice, Katie. Good. And I'm going to have you bring the left knee down, if it's not down already, and turn the front of the right foot out to the right. And then you can either take a block on the inside of the, just under the left arm, and place it at whatever height you prefer, coming onto your forearms or right onto the floor. And the key here is to press into that back knee and roll the left sit bone back on your inhalation and keep the energy of the back leg pressing back, but as you exhale, deepen into the lunge through the front leg. So there's a little bit of yes in the front leg and a little bit of no in the back leg. Kind of rocking back on the inhalation, taking the left thigh back, and then exhaling, deepening into the lunge through the front leg. And then let's take the left hand out to the left at an angle. Take your right hand on the inside of the right knee and pressing the knee away, not too far out, keep it at the midline, but there's an energy of pressing hand into knee, knee into hand, and try not to let the left thigh sink to the floor. That's it. Good. Revolve the right shoulder around, and then let's take the right arm up. And if that's feeling okay for you, you can press the back knee up and extend up and back. So you decide to what degree you'd like to go. And on the next exhalation, take the hands down, place them on either side of the front ankle, and step back into downward dog. And then inhale, look up, bring the left foot forward into your high lunge, pressing back thigh up strong, inhaling, exhaling deep, and into the lunge through the front leg. Again, that back leg is always pressing back. And then take the knee down, pivot the left foot out, and then take the elbows down towards the floor or onto the support of your block. And if the elbows are on the mat, you have an opportunity to create a little bit of resistance. So you can drag the elbows forward to take the energy back into the hips. And you press into the back knee, roll the right sit bone back, and deepen into the lunge on the left leg. Now, I never lose an opportunity to rock. So even here, I'm just kind of doing some circles in my left hip, you know, so there's always these nuggets of moments in your practice to feel out the full spectrum of the joint. And then when you're ready, come up onto the hands and bring the right arm out to the side at an angle. Take the left hand on the inside of the knee and revolve the left shoulder back. And now I want you to press the front foot back and the back knee forward. And when you do that, you'll feel a lift in the pelvis that goes all the way up into the heart, And then lift the arm up over the ear, extending back, opening the heart. And if that's feeling okay for you and you want to take it up a notch, press into the ball of the back foot and lift the knee. And you're welcome to have the full extension back. And then when you're ready, bring the knee down. Place the hands on either side of the front foot. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, come back into downward dog. Place the left foot to the middle of the mat in a 45-degree position, and take the right foot out wide. So we're going to come into variations of Trikanasana. Bringing the left hand onto the hip, stretch the mat between the feet, looking at your right foot. Pressing into the big toe mound of the right foot, and again the flower bed on the back foot blossoms into the edge of the flower bed, into the edge of the back foot. And now take the tailbone into the back heel and revolve around to the left, taking the left shoulder back, eventually taking the arm straight up. And then I want you to feel the energy of Trikanasana in the legs. You're going to start pressing the feet apart and come onto the fingertips of the right hand. And then the right hand goes to the lower back, left hand goes to the lower back. So you're just feeling the stability of Trikanasana through the legs. And then on the next exhalation, let the left arm extend over the ear, working the outer edge of the back foot out through the fingertips. And then on the next exhalation, let the right side of the body shrink as you begin to lower, as you're peeking out under the left arm. You start to lower the left hand down to the right ankle, and you're going to use the right arm to press down and forward to shrink the right side, to draw yourself down over the right leg. So you're still facing out under the left arm, working the left rib cage. And I invite you now to move in and out of back rib cage to front rib cage. Inhaling as the rib cage goes back, exhaling as the rib cage opens. And then take the right arm up, take it to the lower back, and the left arm, and bring the right arm back. And now we're going to begin to do side body sit-ups. Slowly going up and down in a narrow spectrum of movement. So I just oiled my feet this morning, and I can feel that on my mat. Just working the side body. So, you can really feel this on the outer edge of the hip, and allow the knee to soften just a little bit, Katie, on the front leg. There you go. So the energy travels from the arch of the foot all the way up into the pelvic floor. So I call the knee the middleman. Bypass the energy of the middleman, right? And then when you're ready, let the right hand come down and bring the left hand down, pivot the back heel up, and shift back into downward dog. And then take right foot to the center of the mat, bring the left foot forward, long in your stance, preparing for Trikanasana on the other side. So right hand is on the hip, looking straight on. So I always have you check in with the big toe mound on the front foot. This establishes the midline of the front leg. That's your inside seam. Press the feet away from each other. Stretch the mat between the feet, and now take the tailbone into the back heel and begin to revolve around, taking the right shoulder back, and eventually the arm goes up. And keep stretching the feet, stretching the mat between the feet. And then on the next exhalation, let the arm float over the ear. And now you feel the extension from the outer edge of the flower bed on the back foot out through the fingertips. And then on the next exhalation, using the left hand to press down and forward, you're going to shrink on the left side, peeking under the right arm as the hand comes down to the ankle. And then you're going to start to breathe, inhaling as the rib cage goes back, exhaling as you open it out. Inhaling as rib cage goes back, exhaling as you open it out. And then take the arm back up, place it behind the back, stretch the mat between the feet, come onto your fingertips, and now take the hand to the lower back and begin to do your side body sit-ups. And it's a very narrow spectrum of movement, not too far up and not too far down. Working the big toe mound on the front foot. Nice, Katie. Good, and keep the back body full. Good. And on the next exhalation, look down at the front foot, release the hands down, and extend back into downward dog. Inhale, look up. Exhale, come forward into a high plank. Pivot forward through the feet. Exhale, hover down. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. And come down onto the knees. Open the knees wide. Extend back so the sit bones connect to the heels. And come into child's pose. And I'm just going to have you relax here with the elbows on the floor, gently rocking side to side, letting the belly release down between the legs. And then eventually making our way onto our backs, preparing for Shavasana. And in your Shavasana, I invite you to lie back, first starting with the knees at the chest. So it's very important after an energizing practice like that to bring the knees to the chest, allowing both hemispheres of the body to balance out, gently rocking side to side. And if you'd like, you can do a happy baby, taking the outer edges of the feet, taking the elbows out to the side, and rocking one knee down after the other. So really allowing the sacrum to move widely side to side. Eventually releasing the legs down, extending them out into Shavasana. And in your Shavasana, I invite you to press all 10 fingernails into the floor, pressing what I call the baseball cap strap part of the head back into the floor, and tack the shoulders back. So you're not doing anything to stress the shoulders. You're not pushing them down. You're just taking the head of the arm bones back, and then press the heels into the floor and extend the tailbone down towards the heels. And now let the feet relax. Let the hands relax as the palms face up to the sky. And imagine that smile, the chin in a neutral position, a line of a smile going from one ear to the other, letting the body sink back into the support of the earth. Let the brain sink back. Let the eyes release back. And check in with the third eye, the temples, the nose, the ears, the throat, the mouth, letting everything in the front body soften and drape over you like a very thin white curtain flowing over the light of the inner body. And then whenever you're ready, you can bring the knees towards the chest. Roll over to your right in a fetal position. Making space in the vertebra. Pressing down into the left hand. Inhale and come up into a cross-legged position with the hands together at the heart. Namaste.